Good afternoon. We'll call to order the August meeting of the Housing Authority of the Birmingham District Board of Commissioners. We will begin with a roll call. Commissioner Cook?
Yay.
Present.
Oh, present, sorry.
Commissioner Barnes?
Present.
Commissioner Hood? Present. And I believe Vice Chairman Thompson is traveling and may join us via Zoom, but for now she's not here. And then Chairman Fantasis is present, so I believe we have a quorum. The next item is to adopt the agenda, and having had the time to review it in advance, I will entertain a motion to adopt the agenda as printed. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Agenda is adopted.
I want to know the one Chairman Thompson is on Zoom.
Okay, great, good.
Okay.
Hey, Vice Chairman, how are you? The next item on the agenda is the consent agenda, which has been previously circulated to my fellow commissioners. I would ask that at this time, if there are any items that the commissioners wish to remove from the consent agenda, that they let us know. Hearing none, I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda and all items therein. Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Consent agenda is passed, which moves us on to old business. Are there any items in old business that commissioners wish to discuss? Ms. Foster, anything for old business? Okay. Hearing no old business, we'll move on to new business. Commissioners, any new business?
None.
Hearing none, Mrs. Foster, is there any new business which you would like to highlight?
I would like to share that we had the opportunity to have the regional director of HUD and the Southeast directors to visit us on yesterday. They toured many of our sites, and we were able to share with them some of the initiatives that we have going on currently. They toured Villas at Titusville, Smithfield Court, and Southtown, and our Camps of Hope. And they were very pleased and impressed with some of the initiatives we have going on and how we're moving forward in the agency. So just wanted to share that. And I wanted to say great kudos to the team, did a great job. We were great tour guides.
I saw the videos on Instagram. You guys look like great hosts. All right. Well, that moves us on to human resources, and we have one item under human resources, the approval of revisions to the human resource policy alternate work options program.
Thank you, Chair. We have Dr. Josephine Banks, Chief Human Resource Officer.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Commissioners.
Afternoon.
Foster, and everyone else in attendance. I am pleased to present a board approval request for an alternate work options program. So currently, flexible work options are in HR policy, but the policy references the options on a trial, short-term, and ad hoc basis. So this proposal will reconcile existing work arrangements into a defined program that offers options for ongoing long-term alternate work schedules, creating an environment that is flexible and supportive of work-life balance, while also serving as a tool for talent attraction, engagement, and retention. So the three options that we're considering are hybrid remote work, flexible work schedules, and compressed work week. So the first two options, hybrid remote work and flexible work schedules, will be offered to our admin staff. So hybrid remote is where we offer at least one remote day per work week at an assigned workplace, and that will typically be the employee's home. The flexible work schedule is where the work week schedule is adjusted to allow start and end times outside of the regular 8 to 5 daily schedule, but the total hours have to be at least 40 hours in the work week. And then the compressed work schedule, we're looking at that option for our maintenance staff only. And that's a work schedule that allows employees to work their full-time hours in fewer than 5 days. So what we're looking at is a 4-10 schedule, so 4 days, 10 hours per day. And we like that for our maintenance staff because it will allow us to stagger, or allow our managers to stagger the off day, that extra off day that they get, so that we have coverage on our sites 5 days a week. That was very important to us. So not all of the options will be appropriate for all positions. However, we hope that each employee can engage in one option. And I want to emphasize that employees will only be able to engage in one option. We're not allowing people to say, okay, I want to flex and I want to adjust my schedule. We want to roll this out slowly and take a look at it again in a year's time. So the why behind it, our employees have really expressed an interest in having alternate work schedules and having that flexibility. At this time, leadership agrees that the program is a good approach to building a culture of trust and also improving employee morale and productivity. So the program will launch January 1, 2025. That will give us time to kind of managers talk with employees, determine what schedules are going to work best for the sites and the units that they serve, and then also give HR an opportunity to provide training and resources, and then also make sure that we have our technology needs in place. So if approved, the alternate work options program will replace HR policies 38 and 39 and revise HR policy 37.6. This president and CEO recommends board approval of this request. And this is resolution number 202412726, I think.
Commissioners, any questions?
Sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you for the presentation. And hearing no further questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve the alternate work options program.
So moved.
All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, commissioners.
Next up on the agenda is real estate development. We have one item, the approval of Section 18 disposition application submission for Cooper Green Homes.
We have Krista Hilliard from Real Estate Project Manager.
Good afternoon, commissioners,
Good
the
afternoon.
officer, staff here. Real estate department just have one action item, and that's asking for approval to authorize submission of our Section 18 disposition application for the Cooper Green Homes site. In spring of last year, we came before the board asking for approval to submit our RAD application, and we started that process. And just to know, within this conversion, the Cooper Green RAD conversion will consist of a RAD and a Section 18 component, in which 40% of the units will be RAD units and 60% of the units will be Section 18. The purpose of this request is to obtain approval specifically for that Section 18 component of the RAD conversion for Cooper Green Homes. Right now, HUD is reviewing our final financing plans in preparation for October closing. So as you all could imagine, we're kind of on a time crunch, and this is typical for a RAD conversion deal. Just a little bit about the justification for this. In partnering with our developer Paces Preservation Partners, HABD plan to renovate 227 units, and that's all the units on property. The RAD program will be a substantial rehab financed with 4% low income housing tax credit and tax exempt bonds. This disposition approval will take place initially, and rehabilitation will occur over the course of the next 2 years. Its policy impact right now, the disposition application is required to comply with the RAD Section 18 blend conversion, and funding will move from public housing program to our Section 8 platform, our HCV program. Our current economic impact and funding source. So HABD's contribution in the form of PBVs is estimated to be at least $30 million over the initial 20-year HAP contract. This redevelopment is projected to bring a cash flow that will benefit the redevelopment of the other sites. And I think in our full action item, we kind of disposed a chart that will relate to some of those expenses that'll come back to HABD. Any questions?
Commissioners, any questions?
Okay. We have a resolution, be it resolved that the Board of Commissioners of the Housing Authority of Birmingham District, that the President CEO is hereby authorized to submit the Section 18 disposition documents to the RAD desk for the RAD Section 18 blend conversion for Cooper Green Homes.
Hearing no further comment, I will entertain a motion to authorize the President CEO to submit the Section 18 disposition documents to the RAD desk for the RAD Section 18 blend conversion of Cooper Green Homes.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Commissioners.
All right. Next up, we had a presentation from those desiring to speak, but no one has signed up. So we will now move to executive session. Council, do we have good reason to move into executive session?
Yes, under Alabama Code 3625A-71, pending litigation, will be entering into discuss matters of pending litigation.
And looking at calendar or agenda, no longer than an hour would be necessary. Does that sound about right? Okay. So I will entertain a roll call, well, I guess a vote or a motion to enter into executive session for no longer than an hour.
That's correct.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we'll also do a roll call vote. Commissioner Cook, yes or yay?
Yes.
Or no, if you don't want to. Commissioner Barnes,
Yes.
Commissioner Hood,
Yes.
I vote yes. So we will now enter into executive session for no longer than an hour. Well, I do want to note there is a public hearing that will be conducted after executive session in a separate meeting. So for anyone that is watching via Zoom or attending that wants to attend that meeting too, it will be conducted after this meeting adjourns immediately following. So in roughly an hour. All right, having concluded the executive session, I'll entertain a roll call or a motion to exit executive session.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we'll have to do roll call vote. Commissioner Cook, yes or aye? Or nay?
Aye.
Commissioner Barnes?
Yes.
Commissioner Hood?
Aye.
I vote aye as well, yes. We are out of executive session then, and there's only one more item, and that is adjournment. So I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the August board meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. We are adjourned. Good afternoon. Welcome to the public hearing of the Housing Authority of the Birmingham District. First item on our agenda is a call to order, so I will call it to order. The second item on the agenda is a roll call, so I'll start with Commissioner Cook, who's present.
Present.
Commissioner Barnes,
Present.
Commissioner Hood.
Present.
Vice Chairman Thompson, I believe, may still be on via Zoom, but is not present here, and Chairman Pantazis is here, so we have a quorum. I will entertain a motion to adopt the agenda for this public hearing as printed.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The agenda is adopted. And there's one main item today, which is the presentation of HABD's annual plan amendment for fiscal year 2025.
Here we have Kelly Terry, our project and planning analyst.
Everyone and commissioners today for our public hearing, we will be.
Afternoon, Ms. Terry. We move your mic. Thank you.
Okay, got it. Thank you. Good afternoon again.
Afternoon.
Commissioners, today we have, for our public hearing, we will be discussing and presenting our annual plan amendment. For I'm sorry, I think I went the wrong direction. on my slides. I'm gonna go back. Okay. I want to talk just a little bit about public housing plans. Every year, public housing authorities are commissioned to do a plan. And earlier this year, we did our annual plan as well as our 5-year plan. Our 5-year plan started out from 2025 to 2029, which picks up from our previous plan. These plans are always due to HUD 75 days before the fiscal year. Amendments follow the same type of formality that a normal plan would do. We felt the need to do an amendment because we're talking about something that will be considered a significant change to our plan based upon a required element. Within the public housing plan, there's a section for choice neighborhoods. And choice neighborhoods is HUD's premier vehicle to revitalize communities. And what we were doing is stating that we added a choice neighborhood planning grant application. So because we did an application, we felt the need to amend the plan to state that to HUD that we've applied for these funds and we want to tell them about it and incorporate it into the plan that they already approved. So they approved our plan earlier in the year in, I believe it was April. And this plan for the amendment, what we did was we made sure it was available to the public starting June 28th. And as part of the formal things that we're required to do, we had to present it to the Resident Advisory Board, and that was done on July the 12th. So we're gonna talk about what we experienced when we presented the plan to the Resident Advisory Board. And we felt that it was a very lively discussion where we did not get the idea that there were any real concerns about it, but we felt that people were just excited to see that we were going to be changing this particular housing site, which is Reverend Dr. Morel Todd Homes. And of course, in a planning application, what we're doing is we're focusing on the people, the housing, and the neighborhood at large. And I'm referencing some things that we actually put into the amendment that explains the choice neighborhood planning. In that plan, we will join forces with Woodlawn United and the city of Birmingham. And the choice neighborhood planning grant will give us the opportunity to make a transformative plan. And once we hear from all the stakeholders, presuming that we are awarded, then we would be able to move forward with applying for a choice neighborhood implementation grant. So here we are at the resolution to approve the amendment to the public housing plan for 2025. And I would like to know if you have questions, or I also need to make sure if we need comments from the public.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you go back 2 slides? Just
Okay.
before I ask my question, I want to make sure I'm looking at what I'm
Okay.
looking at. Go back one more.
One more.
Okay. Would it make sense if we reference the Morel Todd Homes? Because when you were talking, I didn't know what site you were talking about.
Okay.
So I don't know, for documentation purpose, do we not need to say that that's what we're talking about?
I do know it's in the actual submission. It references Kingston area and Morel Todd Homes.
Okay. Okay.
It does, and it's here on this slide as well, I think. Let's see. Neighborhood plan, Kingston neighborhood.
But it's in the board action that will be filed with the minutes, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Definitely.
And,
I thought I had
Commissioner
it in the
Baji,
slides as well, but I don't see it.
when we set this for motion, I'll make sure to mention that too. It's for the record.
But within the amendment, it tells you which site the planning grant is for, and it's for Reverend Dr. Morel Todd Holmes. It's in the amendment.
It's a good question. Any other comments or questions about the amendment? I'm glad to hear it was well received. I'm excited about the partnership with Woodlawn and the city, or Woodlawn United in the city, and obviously the potential for the neighborhood's growth. So that's great and makes sense to include it in the annual plan. So hearing no further comment, do you mind going to the approval slide?
Okay.
I will entertain a motion to authorize the required document for submission of the HABD fiscal year 2025 PHA annual plan amendment to include the Choice Neighborhood Grant Initiative, Planning Grant Initiative to HUD for the Reverend Morel Todd Holmes neighborhood in the Kingston community.
So moved.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you, commissioners.
Having no other items on the agenda, I will entertain a motion to adjourn. All those in favor? Oh, okay, well, it looks like we do have one person who signed up to speak, Miss Amy Thornton. Mr. Okay, no, if you need anything, let us know. And just a reminder that for all comments at this meeting, it's to address the public hearing action that we just took. If there's anything else that need to be discussed, we can certainly do it after the meeting. Okay, would you prefer just to talk after the meeting? Would that be best? Okay, we'll do that then. All right. So hearing or having no other items on the agenda, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? This meeting is adjourned. Thank you all. And Ms. Thornton, if